We're live here, Sports Talk Mania with Lee Haygood. We've got June the 9th, Monday, June the 9th now, and we're going to start talking to see what's going on here and the world of sports, again, at Sports Talk Mania with Lee Haygood. Hope everybody's having a great Monday, a great start of the week. We've got a special guest already on the line with us. We got Coach Micah Rochester with the Loretta High School Mustangs basketball team. Coach Roach, how are you doing today, brother?
Man, things are going well, going good. Like you and I were talking about, get a few days off and a little bit of free time. It changes a man's outlook on life, so doing well.
That's great to hear it, Coach. I know we're in the middle of pretty much all seasons for just about every sport, especially in high school sports. Of course, we got big things going on in the world of professional sports and basketball and hockey and all that, horse racing and tennis and golf and all that going on. But in high school sports, it's kind of a downtime more or less right now. Not a whole lot going on. So tell me what coach of Loretta High School Mustangs basketball team does with school out for the summer and all that. I know you and I have kind of prefaced it a little bit. It's not an off time for a coach, so just kind of give us a little bit of what goes on there.
Well, the summer I think may be my favorite time in doing what I get to do for a living. It's more casual, more laid back, and you get to know the kids on a more personal level. And so right now This is kind of our busy time of the off season. We're in the middle of our camp season. We just got back. We spent the last 4 days in Chattanooga at the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga playing camp games, and so we're trying to recover. I think between JV and varsity we played a total of 15 games in 3 days. So we got some kids with a little bit dead-legged, and so we're just trying to recover, I think, more than anything from that and get ready as we get ready for our next day of getting to go play on Wednesday.
Well, Coach, talking about a camp, for those folks that may be listening that, wanting to attend some camps, basketball camps and all, you were stating all these games you played. Is it like you playing on back-to-back, or do they give you a little break in there? Kind of give us a rundown of this last camp, for example.
Well, it just kind of depends on the schedule making. Sometimes you'll have 4 or 5 hours off, and then occasionally you may only have an hour to recover. But I know on Sunday our JV played at 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock, and so there were 6 or 7 guys that had to play 2 games with no break. And so it begins to take its toll on even these young guys a little bit. But it's fun. The kids love it. It's a lot more laid back, and but it still gives them a chance for competition because, practice, no matter how dedicated you are, everybody gets a little tired of practicing, so it gives them an opportunity to see where we stand right now.
Absolutely. Coach, well, in these camps, there's usually, 1 or 2 people that people may know about. Was there any special guest over there at this camp you went at UT Chattanooga?
Well, we had, it wasn't like last year. We don't have quite the, people don't know the coaching staff like they would at UTC, like they would at Knoxville, which is where we went last year. But, Chattanooga coaches were around and saw a few smaller coaches that were hanging out at some smaller schools. And so we got the opportunity, our kids get the opportunity to be seen by some of those guys, and hopefully maybe even can impress a coach and have an opportunity to get to play at the next level. So,
and that's
go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Coach.
Well, and the other thing I think that's really cool is just the teams you get to play. I think we played 2 teams out of Georgia, a team out of Kentucky, and last year I know we played teams from Ohio, Virginia, North Carolina, and so it's just a really good opportunity to get to see high school players from all across the Southeast.
And that's great. Like you said, it's mainly for exposure. I mean, you're there to try to help the young men out on your team, but it's for exposure as well, because who knows, one of those University of Tennessee Chattanooga coaches may look down and see, and I'm just going to throw a name out, Miles Burks, for example, for the Loretta Mustangs. They may see him where, they may not have that opportunity to come to Loretta or Summertown or any of these teams that will play during the season.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, we actually, it's funny you would mention Miles. We had there was a school around that just happened to be around watching, and he stuck around to watch a half of our game, and talking with him at halftime. That was one of the first names he threw out was, "Who's that number 20?" And tell me about him. And so it is an opportunity to be seen, and it was fun this year. It was kind of unlike any other experiences. It was we kind of have high expectations for ourselves, and this year when we would go to play certain teams, you could hear other coaches or some of the staff there at UTC talking about, "Hey man, this will be a really good game between Loretta and McCallie, and we're anxious to see how it turns out." So I think it was a great opportunity for our kids to get some exposure, and hopefully, who knows what will come out of it, but maybe something good will come out of it for the guys.
Well, Coach, again, we got Coach Michael Rochester, coach of the Loretta High School Mustangs basketball squad, online with us. Want to thank our sponsors real quick. Want to get a word in from them. The Tennessee National Raceway sponsoring Sports Talk Mania with Lee Haygood. And go check it out. It's 316 Racetrack Road, Hohenwald, Tennessee. Saturday night racing usually starts somewhere around 7 o'clock. Drivers meeting at 6:30. Check it out. You can check them out on the web at racetn.com. That's RACETN.com. I want to thank Tennessee National Raceway for coming aboard with us on Sports Talk Mania and Mustangs TV. Coach Roach, let's talk a little bit about last season. Last season, not too bad of a season, Coach. 12-10 overall, if I ain't mistaken, and if I am, you can correct me. And I think we were 7-4 in the district. Let's just kind of give a recap of this past season, then we're going to look forward.
Well, I think we finished up last year at 15-12, but we I know at one point we were 6-9, and so we finished the season on the 9-3 run, and two of the losses were to Collinwood and the CA in the district championship and the region semis, and so. Really thought the guys came along and played real well towards the end of the year. I think the thing I'm most proud of them is early on when we were struggling. One of the things we've really been trying to have to fight, I think, at Loretta is just the idea. I think last year, if my math is right, last year was the first time we'd had a winning season in 19 years. And so you're trying to fight that, well, same old typical Loretta. And the guys never really got into that mindset when we were struggling earlier, and we had lost 4 guys from the previous year, and we were still trying to figure out who to play and how to play and where to play and all these different things. And the kids stayed focused, and I thought we were able to accomplish a lot of really great things last year, especially and then you're talking about next year. I mean, we lost a good player in Andrew Shelton, but we've got everybody back. Got our 2 leading scorers from the last 2 years in Miles Burks and Lane Myham back, and got a lot of really good pieces to go with those guys, with Adam Fleming and Logan Nunley and Brandon Gillespie and Alec Rhodes, and got some younger kids, some freshmen and some sophomores that we're hoping to be able to step up and play some minutes for us. So we're really excited about the upcoming year.
Well, Coach, speaking with the newly appointed Lady Mustangs head coach, Coach Rutledge, Coach Ashley Rutledge, she was talking about having tryouts and all this. Have you had your tryouts yet for this upcoming season?
Yeah, we had tryouts the last official day of school, and had kids come out and try out, and we were able to pick our team. Tryouts are the hard part of the job. Probably the hardest thing that you have to do as a coach is through the tryout process, and so we got through our tryouts. We got 15 kids, got 6 newcomers, got 5 freshmen, and got a transfer student who's going to be a sophomore. And so we're really, really excited about the squad that we got, the kids that we got. You know, we was talking earlier about camp. I think the coolest thing about camp is, and the reason we go off and try to do what we do is for the whole team bonding experience. The kids, hopefully, I know for me as a player, my basketball summer camp days were probably the fondest memories I have of high school because of getting just hang out with your buddies and the things that you do off of the floor more than what you even do on the floor.
Right, right. Well, Coach, talking about this upcoming season, like you said, in my eyes, a big loss in Andrew Shelton. But outside of that, you kept pretty much the core of the team all together, and you got them all coming back, like you said. What's our outlook this year? Are we looking at it? And in my eyes, I think we're looking at least a winning season. What is? And I know we're shooting for the top. What are we actually looking for in this upcoming season? Having all these players back. You mentioned Lane Mahan, and you mentioned Adam Fleming. Is Adam going to step into Andrew's shoes, or is that going to be a Logan Nunley? And I know you more or less gave breathers to Andrew with Logan Nunley and Adam Fleming last year. What are we looking like this year?
You know, we're still trying to figure out pieces and trying to figure out how they fit together. I mean, it's fun. It's exciting. I feel like we've got 12 or 13 kids that we would be able to put in to a high school game and never have to worry about them being able to compete and be able to play. You know, we got a freshman, Kirkland Surratt, who we expect to be able to get a lot out of at the post position, and Luke Childress, who can give us a lot of good minutes. My goal is to try to play a lot faster, to play a more pressing defensive style, and hopefully to try to be able to play more kids throughout the regular season because we do have as much depth.
Well,
you know,
I'm sorry.
Well, just, you know, as far as the goals, we have set for ourselves is, I mean, I think obviously goal number one every year is to have a winning record, and goal number two is to play for the district championship, in which we were able to do both of those for last year. And you know, now this year I think we really would like got our steps on maybe being able to play for that region championship and to be able to play in the sub-state game. And if you can get to a one game season, and if you're able to win that, then if you show up in Murfreesboro, I mean, what a special season that would be. I think from my knowledge, it's been 72, 73 years since Loretta Mustangs basketball team's been there, and so obviously that's why you spend all the hours in the summer working and doing all the things that we do while other kids may be out fishing or laying out at the beach or working jobs. Our guys are working hard, so in the gym. So you know, we've got high expectations for our team, and hopefully we'll be able to fulfill some of those high expectations.
Absolutely, Coach. That's what we're looking forward to this year. And, again, we got Coach Michael Rochester, coach of the Loretta Mustangs, online with us this evening on Sports Talk Mania. Coach, looking at you know, this upcoming school year and this upcoming sports season, so to speak, you got football players that play football that then get off the football field and come to the basketball court. And I know as a supporter of the school that you're not wishing that these kids' football season ends early so you can have them for basketball. How do you kind of work around that? That's a question a lot of people ask, you know, how these kids go from one sport to the other, and they're already in football shape, but they're not in basketball shape because running up and down that court, I was in football shape, Coach, but there ain't no way I could have run back up and down the court 3 or 4 times without being out of breath, jumping from football to basketball. How do you deal with that?
Well, I mean, I guess the easiest answer is it's just like anything else. It's what you get. It's dealt. It's the cards you're dealt. So you just got to play them. You know, we're real fortunate though that the guys that we have, Miles and Logan, they're good enough athletes that they're able to go from one sport to the next sport and get in shape fairly quickly. Miles, he's a kid that just amazes me, that is able to go from football to basketball to baseball back to baseball and summer basketball and football, and he really never ever has a chance to catch his breath. And I don't know how a kid like that's able to do it, but I think this year, like you said, you want the football team to go. I think they go for the first weekend of December would be their ultimate. I think that's when the state championship would be played, and so you definitely want them to be able to achieve their goals. I'm a firm believer in that winning breeds winning. If one program's doing well, I think that can carry over to another program. And we just last year, I think the last 2 years, I think we've had one day to practice before our season started, and then 1 year we didn't have any practices with our full team. I think 1 year we played 3 games and had 2 practices with our full squad. And I think as a coach, patience is the key. That we're not going to look mid-season form till mid-season. And we may take some lumps early on, but that's the great thing about basketball is basketball is a tournament sport. If you go 0-24, it won't really affect what you want to accomplish if the kids will keep working and keep believing. And so I think that's the biggest thing, is just trying to stay patient and trying to keep the kids bought in. Look, I know we're struggling right now, but it's going to be fine. And like I said, I think a lot of that just has to do with the kids themselves. And last year we struggled early, but I don't think we ever lost the kids, or the kids never lost focus, and it paid off for us in the end.
Right, Coach, and like you said, there was a struggle at the starting of last season, and I'm sure the kids have got to start wondering themselves at a point. I know I would, that, well, are we really as good as we think we are, or what? But Coach, my hat's off to you. You turned it around. My hat's off to those kids. They kept believing and kept going. And I mean, you got Heart of Mustang awards. And last year, what I saw on the basketball court, I think there was probably 6 or 7 players that deserved that award last year, just on your basketball team, just because of the slow starts you guys had. But then you turned it around and you excelled at the end. And like you said, you try to prep for tournament time, and that's one thing that I noticed you guys did. And then of course you come face to face with a team like Collinwood, who was one of the better teams that you'll ever see coming out of Collinwood. And then of course Columbia Academy, which is Columbia Academy kind of sits by themselves anyway. So when you face those two, Coach, are we looking at maybe this year putting that win over on those teams? Talking about a schedule, my main question is our upcoming schedule. Who's the tough ones on our schedule this coming year?
Well, one of the having people having expectations for you, it's a good feeling, but it also causes some troubles, because it's kind of harder to schedule games. And so some of the teams that we've been playing, we've had to change our schedule a little bit, and it's kind of funny that you were talking about how you deal with the kids coming from football into basketball, because before Christmas, we're going to have to play, of course, Lawrence County is our second game of the year. Mount Pleasant, who had Collinwood beat in the region tournament and happened to go 0 for 14 or something like that from the foul line, and ended up losing a 3-point game to Collinwood, and they didn't lose but one kid off of their team. I think that's game number 3 for us. And then at Christmas, we're scheduled the week before Christmas, we've got Spring Hill, Giles County, and Marshall County on the schedule. And all those teams traditionally are really good, really athletic basketball teams. And so, but I think definitely with that, in our league, I don't think you can ever count Summertown out. I know they've got a new coach, but they've got 3 or 4 really quality players returning. Wayne County with Coach Willard does a really great job, and I think they'll be a lot better. They've got some really good young kids. Collinwood, I know they lost 5 or 6 kids, but I don't think they've lost a district game in 2 years. So I think those kids are going to come out, and you don't kids are weird. They don't realize that they lost everybody and that they're not supposed to be good anymore. And so I look for them to be probably better than most people think. Perry County, I think, will be greatly improved. They didn't lose a whole lot of folks either. So I think the district is might not be as strong as it was in my first 2 or 3 years that I was at Loretta. Back then, it seemed like we might have been one of the toughest single A districts in the state. I think it'll be tougher than people think. But then, definitely the teams that we've got our eyes on is Columbia Academy and Mount Pleasant. Columbia Academy lost one kid off of their team, and we've talked about it all weekend at camp among the coaches. We played the last 2 games we lost were 2 really good teams in Collinwood and CA. But I remember hearing some of their fans as I was walking out of the gym talking about that was the best game that they'd seen their team play all year long.
Wow.
So not only did we run into 2 really good teams, but we happened to run into them on really tough nights for us. So definitely, I would say right now the team that everybody would be shooting for would be Columbia Academy. They're really talented and have everybody coming back. So I know they've got a hunger and they made it to Murfreesboro last year, and I'm sure that's their motto is Murfreesboro or bust.
Well, Coach, we hope that's our motto going into the season. I'm sure it is, coming from you to the kids. Coach, we want to thank you for your time, and definitely I want to thank you for spending your few minutes with us here on Mustangs TV, Sports Talk Mania with Lee Haygood. Coach Roach, best of luck to you this coming season, and Coach, we definitely appreciate you joining us, and like I say, we want to wish you the best. Hopefully we can see you in Murfreesboro at the end of the 2014 and 15 basketball season.
Well, Lee, I appreciate it, man. Appreciate all you guys do and your support. And like I said, we're trying, and we got games this week, and we've definitely played a much tougher season, summer off-season schedule to try to get ready for next season. So hopefully it'll work out well for us in the Loretta community.
Again, Coach Micah Rochester, coach of the Loretta Mustangs basketball squad. Coach, best of luck again this coming season. Hope to get you back on here soon. And we're going to take a break, and we'll be back here in just a few moments. The Tennessee National Raceway, where dirt track racing is at its best. That's the Tennessee National Raceway, 316 Racetrack Road, Hohenwald, Tennessee. Come out each and every Saturday night during racing season, ladies and gentlemen, and see some of the best dirt track racing anywhere around this area. That's the Tennessee National Raceway, 316 Racetrack Road, Hohenwald, Tennessee.
Hey, y'all, what's up? This is Big Fred, and I'm just letting y'all know, stay tuned to MustangsTV.com. We're going to have the Big Fred Show, and we're going to be fun, we're going to be fast, we're going to talk about everything, because you know why? Because I'm the people's Big Fred, and that's why. Because y'all have a good one, and we'll talk to you later. See you, bye. Stay lovely, y'all.
Back here live, Sports Talk Mania. I'm Lee Haygood. I'm your host for the show. We've got several minutes left to go in the show. I'm here with you each Monday from 6 to 7 p.m. We'll talk all sports. Want to thank Coach Micah Rochester for joining in with us this evening on Sports Talk Mania. Coach Roach is the coach of the Loretta Mustangs basketball squad. A lot of good words coming from Coach Roach. Proud to hear that young men had a great turnout at their tournament their camp over at UT Chattanooga. We got phone lines are open. Give us a call. We got a phone call coming in now. Sports Talk Mania. Who we got on the line, and where are you from?
This is Chris Jackson.
Chris D. Jackson of Loretta, Tennessee.
Yes, sir. One and only.
How you doing, Mr. Jackson?
I'm doing good, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing well. What we got to talk about today?
Well, we're kind of excited tonight. We got a new drawing on the proposed building program in Loretta. The architect that got us a rendering today that shows where the school would be and all the athletic facilities. And, it's really something we can be proud of in Loretta. And I think everybody should check it out, rally around it as a community. And, let's make sure we get this thing done right.
Well, we got Chris Jackson on the phone with us. Chris, you being a commissioner in this area, I for one want to thank you for the time that you put in. I know I wouldn't want to do it. I know I'm one that's going to question a lot of things that goes on, as I should, being a citizen here. But I want to thank you and all the school board and everyone that's involved in this. We need a new school in Loretta, Tennessee. We need these, like you say, the athletic facilities that some of these other schools possess, all that. We need that. And I, for one, want to commend you and everyone that's working on this project. And I'm looking forward to this new school. I know we ain't going to see it in the next day or two, or next month or two, or maybe even the next year or two, but I know it's on the list now.
Absolutely. I'm very excited. This is the closest we've been in a few decades to actually seeing a new school and new facilities at Loretta High School. And it's something that's long overdue, and I appreciate all the other commissioners and school board members working hard on this project. And, the kids deserve it more than anything. We've got to make sure in Lawrence County that we have education equity among all students, and that means Loretta, Summertown, Lawrenceburg. And, as Dr. Heath likes to say, it's time. We've waited and waited, and we've been told, wait your turn, and that day's never came, but, we're going to make sure we get it done right this time.
And Coach, Chris, this is something that even Coach Michael Rochester, who was on with us earlier, has spoke about. We're playing these kids from Columbia Academy, and I'm going to throw them out because they're always good at football and basketball and baseball and all the athletic. But when you see their facilities, you understand why mom and dad wants their kids to go to Columbia Academy. And that's what we need around here. We get this facility, and I'm not saying we ain't got great athletes now, because I know we do in Loretta, Tennessee. However, when you get all these moms and dads that's looking to get their kid in a new school or a good school, when you've got something to actually show them, and, I've always looked at it as a storefront. You don't go in a store if it's a bad storefront. If it's a good storefront, you're going to go in there.
Absolutely. You're dead on, Lee, not just in athletics, but, on the educational side as well. People want to send their kids to it, which has the best technologies, the best curriculum, and the best facilities. If we want to be competitive in athletics or in economic development or any one of those arenas, we need to step up our game. When everybody else in the mid-state is putting their best foot forward, and we still have facilities from the 1950s and the 1940s, it kind of puts us behind the eight ball. So, this is not going to be the silver bullet to all of our ills in Loretta and Lawrence County, but it would definitely be a step in the right direction. The last major building program that we had in Lawrence County was a $20 million jail. I would hate for us to send the message that we can spend that kind of money to house prisoners, but we couldn't do it to house our kids. So, that we just need to take pride in our county, and we need to do a lot better in, investing in education. There's no better area to do it in.
And you're exactly right, Chris. And the one thing that you said, they're not athletes, they're student athletes. Student always comes first. And like you said, if we've got the facilities for these students to come in, mom and dad sees these facilities, they think, and then they hear of the great job that Dr. Heath and Dr. Littleton's doing over here, or, as principal of Loretta High School. They hear about these things, they're going to get their kids in. Well, guess what? If you've got more kids to choose from, I'm looking at it as an athletic aspect in what I'm about to say. When you've got all these kids coming in, you've got a lot more to choose from for athletes. We're talking about tryouts for basketball, baseball, football, whatever's going on. You've got all these students now because they want to attend a great school with great education, great leaders in the school, great teachers in the school. You got all these students coming in. Well, guess what? That allows your athletic programs to have a whole lot more kids to choose from.
Oh, no doubt about it. we've got some of the best programs in the mid-state in our division and region. You know, Coach Boyd and Coach Rochester and, you know, Greg Pipp, and I'm sure the next coach is going to do great. But we've got, and Coach Lamb, you know, we've got programs that can compete with anybody. And, you know, we need to help those guys out and put them on the pedestal that they deserve. They don't need to be playing in a gym that, you know, 60 years old. They don't need to be playing on a football field that is not adequate. You know, we just need to do it right, you know, to get to the community that deserves it. And, you know, we've got the right people in place that make it happen this time. You know, we've got all the commissioners in the South End on board. We've got the school board members on board. You've got a great principal in Dr. Littleton. You've got the right administrators in the school. You know, he couldn't have come at a better time, everybody coming together. So I'm hopeful that it will happen. You know, the community needs to get behind it. There's people out there that's already talking bad about the building program and saying it's not the right time. But, you know, a lot of those folks, it would never be the right time for them. So, you know, when something needs to be done, there's never a wrong time to do it in my eyes. And, you know, we just need to get this done so these kids will have a good school and good facilities in 2016.
I agree 100% with you, Chris. Kind of give us, for those of us that's listening, including myself, give us what we need to do or what we can do to help this out and urge this and push this on.
Well, Lee, right now we're in what we call the schematic phase, which is phase one. The architects are doing their job. You know, they're checking the land, make sure it's feasible. They're getting the renderings done for a possible construction of the schools. That's already just about completed at this point. Next, we'll be moving on to phase two, and that's going to be the tricky part. That's where we'll have to have 10 votes from the county commission to fund the school building program. And, you know, when it comes to something like that and spending an amount of money, you know, that's always a difficult task, and it should be. But we're going to do all we can to make sure it gets passed. You know, it's crucial for everybody, not just in Loretta and in the South End, but everybody across the county to let their commissioners know and let their school board member know and let the candidates that are running for office know that you're in favor of this school building program. It always kind of activates me that in Lawrence County, the negative aspect always wins the day. You know, you always hear the negative, well, I'm against this, or, you know, we shouldn't let this happen. That always seems to be the popular thing in Lawrence County. You know, it's time that we make a positive thing what we should be celebrating. That needs to be what our candidates are based on. That needs to be what our elected officials are held account to. You know, let's hold people accountable for doing something instead of holding up progress. It's time to make that happen.
Absolutely. So what you're saying, our best thing to do is talk to our commissioners, our school board members, and like you say, these upcoming elections that are coming up very soon as we speak. Talk to these guys and gals as well. Let them know your feelings behind our school building project, and let's see where they stand on it. And that way we know who to vote for when we go to the polls later on.
That's absolutely right. You know, 18 people are going to end up deciding whether we get this school or not. Now, that may sound like a small thing in the grand scheme of things, but you think back 50 years ago when we got the school that we have now, you know, it comes down to being a pretty big decision on behalf of 18 people. And, you know, being in a commissioner for 8 years, I understand that most of the commissioners will listen to the people when they talk to them and let them know. You know, word of mouth is crucial. You know, post it on Facebook, you know, share it on Twitter, contact your commissioners, tell your friends and family that you support the building program. That, you know, it's even worth it if we have to spend a little to make it happen. You know, we can't have any caveats in this. You know, we've waited too long because it wasn't the right time. We didn't have enough money. Well, Lee, we haven't had a tax increase in 7 years. We've had a balanced budget during that time. You know, we've survived the biggest recession that we've had in several decades. You know, it's time for us to invest in our county and the people. You know, we can't actually go out and create jobs like some people would like, but what we can do here in Lawrence County is create an atmosphere that is conducive to creating jobs and creating opportunities, and there's no better way to do that than through your schools.
You're absolutely right, Chris. Chris, we want to thank you for calling. We're going to move on, and again, check it out. Let people know on Facebook and Twitter and all that what's going on, and that way everybody can know that we need this building project to go on through. Thanks for your time,
Absolutely.
Chris.
Thank you, Lee. Appreciate it.
Sports Talk Mania. Had someone on the line. I apologize. I don't have my producers actually sitting here with me. I'm trying to do it alone today, and that's fine. We'll make it through this. And if I hang up on you, I apologize. That was Chris D. Jackson, commissioner down in this area of the woods down here in Loretta, and he's trying to push this school building project. Again, sports facilities and all coming to Loretta. Everyone, you need to get with your commissioners, get out there and get the word out. Sports Talk Mania. Who we got on the line and where you from?
Hey, Biff Helton. I'm up here from Lawrenceburg.
Bill, I'm telling you, buddy, I've done heard words about you, and I'm going to tell you, Bill, you probably don't know me from anybody else, but I know who you are, and I can't wait to see you in black and gold, brother.
Why, you missed it today. I was in black and gold today, brother.
Wow, man, I'm telling
y'all. That's what I was calling about. Had these lady Mustangs down in Florence, and just want to encourage anybody that wants to come out and support them over the next couple of days. And, Lee, you've been good about getting the word out. So.
Well, tell us what's going on down there, Bill.
That's kind of what we're needing. Well, today the girls worked real hard. I tell you what, we played 3 tough teams, played Forest and Central Florence, Alabama, and Rogers, Alabama, and girls came out and played real hard. It's tough on them right now because we're a little young, and they don't have the system down. So we're playing against teams that they've got good coaching, but they've been under certain systems, and so they're learning right now. So they came out and played really hard today, did some good things, and we're real proud of them, and we see that there's potential, there.
Well, and we've got Coach Bill Helton on the line with us, long time Lawrence County High School Wildcat backer. Now his daughter just happens to Coach Ashley Rutledge in Loretta, Tennessee at the Loretta High School, coaching the Lady Mustangs. And Coach Helton, tell me how these girls are looking so far in your eyes.
I think they're looking good. We're getting some good senior leadership out of Sade and Riley. Unfortunately, Riley sprained her ankle today in one of the games, and she might be, maybe next week when we get her back in the rotation. We're hoping that she can take some treatment and possibly, maybe be ready by Wednesday, but more than likely it's next week. But you've got 2 real good seniors that have been playing a while, and then. Of course, we got Emma, who's come on and came back to the program, and she's playing for us this year, Emma Brody, and so it's good to have 3 seniors there, good leadership, and got a lot of young kids on this team. Just have the 2 Lamprecht twins, Hope and Ashley, that the 2 juniors. So we've got a lot of freshmen and sophomores on this team. But I tell you what, the future really looks good with the talent there.
I absolutely agree with you.
I know Ashley. I'll say this. Excuse me. I know Ashley's real excited about it, and so is Jana.
And I could tell in the interview I had with Coach Ashley Rutledge that she was excited about her new beginning here in Loretta, and I know she was excited to work with Jana Cross again, as those 2 did play together, I think, for 1 season back in their college days, and I'm looking forward to it, Bill. It's one of those things that you almost can't wait. You hate to wish your life away, but you almost can't wait for basketball season to get here, so we do get a good view of what's going to be going on for the 2014-2015 Lady Mustang basketball season.
Well, I know Jana and Ashley, they are very good friends and respect each other, and got to play with each other that last year. For Ashley, at least at Freed Hardeman, and Ashley got a lot of help. She was the assist leader at Freed that year, and she got a lot of help from Jana to get that award. So it's nice to have a player like Jana around to help you with that.
It absolutely is. Well, Bill, best of luck to you and Coach Ashley Rutledge and Coach Jana Cross, or actually it's not Cross anymore, I don't believe, or is it?
Gobble. It's Gobble.
It's Gobble. I thought she had a new last name, and my apologies to her for this. But best of luck to all you guys, and like you say, come out and support these Lady Mustangs while they're going through these summer workouts and playing these play-in games during the summertime. I know that's what you'd like to see, and I know our Lady Mustangs would like to see that support as well.
Come on out tomorrow and Wednesday. Tomorrow's your JV day, and Wednesday will be back to the varsity games. So looking forward to seeing y'all.
Bill Felton, we thank you for calling in and joining us on Sports Talk Mania. Look forward to talking to you again.
Thank you, Lee. You take care, buddy.
Thank you, you too. My apologies again. I think I've hung up on somebody else. That's when you're doing it by yourself, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize. I truly do. Give me a call back. Someone was trying to call in to Sports Talk Mania. Give us a call back. This portion of our show sponsored by Tennessee National Raceway. That's Tennessee National Raceway in Hornwall, Tennessee, 316 Racetrack Road. Check them out each and every Saturday night during racing season. One of the best racetrack hamburgers you will eat anywhere. Go by, check it out. Trust me, I know I'm experienced on eating. If that's one thing and the only thing, I am experienced at that. That's the Tennessee National Raceway, and they got some great racing going on up there each and every Saturday night during racing season. Check them out. That's Tennessee National Raceway, 316 Racetrack Road. Phone lines are open. You can give us a phone call at 931-623-6090. Want to thank so far our guest on today's show, Micah Rochester, coach of the Loretta Mustangs basketball squad. Want to thank Chris D. Jackson for giving us a call and letting us know about this new school building project that's going on here in the Loretta, Tennessee area. And also want to thank Coach Biff Helton, as he is the assistant basketball coach for Coach Ashley Helton Rutledge, the new ladies Mustang basketball coach, also with Coach Jana Gobble as well. They're getting these lady Mustangs ready to go for upcoming basketball season. Have I got someone on the line, Sports Talk Mania? Apparently, I've cut someone else off. I apologize for that, ladies and gentlemen. Give us a call back. Phone lines are open, 931-623-6090. We're going to take a little bit of a break, and we'll be back right after this promo from Big Fred, the Big Fred Show, coming to Mustangs TV.
What's up, everybody? This is Big Fred. Big Fred Show coming back to MustangsTV.com. Guess what? It's going to be fun. You know why? Because I said so. And I'm the people's Big Fred. So we're going to talk about whatever the people want to talk about. Does not matter to me because it's y'all show too. Y'all come, tune in. It's going to be coming soon. MustangsTV.com, The Big Fred Show. Check it out. You're welcome.
The Tennessee National Raceway, where dirt track racing is at its best. That's the Tennessee National Raceway, 316 Racetrack Road, Hornwall, Tennessee. Come out each and every Saturday night during racing season, ladies and gentlemen, and see some of the best dirt track racing anywhere around this area. That's the Tennessee National Raceway, 316 Racetrack Road, Hornwall, Tennessee. Back here live, Sports Talk Mania. Phone lines are open, 931-623-6090. Give us a call. You want to talk anything about sports. In the world of sports, what's went on this past week? Man, we've had a lot going on. We've had the start of the NBA Finals. We've had horse racing at its best. Someone trying to get the Triple Crown for the first time. I believe it was in 28 years. Actually, 36 years. My bad. I knew my numbers, had them wrote down somewhere here. Also, the NHL, the National Hockey League, starting its finals this past week as well. In the world of tennis, had the French Open at Roland Garros, where Rafael Nadal captured another French Open title. That's the 9th time and 5th in a row by beating Novak Djokovic. He beat him 3-6, 7-5, 6-2, 6-4 yesterday in the finals. And he also defeated Andy Murray. That's another one of the tennis players. One of the favorites in tennis is Andy Murray. He beat him in the semifinals, 6-3, 6-2, 6-1. And Maria Sharapova defeated Simona Halep in the women's finals, 6-4, 6-7, 6-4, to capture the ladies' finals at the French Open. That's the world of tennis. And talking about the NBA Finals, we had Game 1 and Game 2 played since the last time we spoke on Sports Talk Mania. We had the Spurs taking a big win over the Heat in Game 1 by a score of 110-95. And all this, and it's kind of funny what you see going on TV and ESPN and all these other places. You see these people that's mocking LeBron James because no air conditioning was on at the gym where they were playing at San Antonio. And when you see these commercials, you have to laugh at it because, you know, most people work for, you know, minimum wage, $7.75 an hour, and don't have an air conditioner. And then you got this guy that's making, ain't no telling how many thousands of dollars an hour just to play the game of basketball, which I know it's a job to these guys, having to do it as much as they do. But the enjoyments that they have to have, you know, around all these millions of dollar contracts that they're signing and all that. But yet he had cramps because he was because of the heat and no air conditioning. And I know a lot of people's not going to cry a tear over that one, especially myself, because they're not working in 110 degree temperatures every day like most people are, but they are professional athletes and they're there for a reason. They're that good, and that's the reason they make that big of money. And Game 2, talking about Game 2 in the NBA Finals, the Heat comes back and beats the Spurs by 2 points. I think personally that the San Antonio Spurs should have won that game as well, but they didn't. And LeBron actually come back that night and scored 35 points. And in a losing effort, Tony Parker scored 21 for the San Antonio Spurs. Game 3 coming up tomorrow night, and we'll see what goes on there. Actually looking on into the future, Game 4 is on June the 12th. Game 5, June the 15th. They'll at least have to play 5 because it's a best-of-7 series. Horse racing, something that a lot of people don't pay attention to until this time of the year, including myself. But when you win a horse wins the Kentucky Derby and a horse wins the Preakness, and then all they got to do is win the Belmont Stakes to take the Triple Crown, like I say, for the first time in 36 years, that's a big thing. And whether you're into horse racing or not, most people, like I say, will sit and watch these 3 races of the year just because of how big it is, especially after a horse wins the first 2 of the 3 to take the Triple Crown. And a lot of things going around in the horse racing, especially the owner of California Chrome, just getting up and leaving, and then the thoughts he had and the things he said afterwards. The first day he said what he was thinking about, I had no issues with. The second day he starts talking about something about he's 6'2". It's like him being 6'2" and playing a kid in a wheelchair. I think he's went a little far there. That's just my personal opinion. I think that was the wrong adage that he needed to bring up and use. But of course, when you've got money like this man does, I guess you can say things like that and get away. However, I do personally feel that was wrong. And then California Chrome did not win. Actually, he ended up in a dead heat for 4th place, so you could give him 4th or 5th. I was rooting for the horse. I honestly was, just because I like to see history going on, especially in any kind of sports. You like to say that, hey, I watched that or I seen that, and that's something you can tell someone later on down the road. That's what's going on in the world of the horse racing. Now to the NHL. We've got the New York Rangers and the Los Angeles Kings duking it out for the NHL title. Kings win at home in the first game, 5-4. That went into overtime. And then the Kings win the second game, 3-2 in overtime. And I'm always one that I want to see who's going to beat who at whom's home ice before I'm going to say that this one's over with or this one's close to being over with. We'll see what happens, as now we're going to be traveling to New York to play the next 2 games. Actually, the game is coming up tonight. The Game 3 of the NHL Finals is tonight. It is in New York, so we'll go back to New York. We'll see if Los Angeles can take one of those two in New York. And then they've kind of changed things around. They kind of flip-flop the rest of the way out. Game 3 and 4 is in New York. Game 5 is in Los Angeles. Game 6 back to New York, and Game 7 back to Los Angeles. So it's kind of a flip-flop. It used to be like a 2-2-2-1 or 2-3-2 or something like that, and they've just kind of flip-flopped these last 3 games going to each other's home ice. So we got 2 games at Los Angeles, won by the Kings. The next 2 games going to be in New York. We'll see if Los Angeles Kings can't take one of those games in the world of hockey. Phone lines are open. You can give us a call, talk about any of these subjects we went over, talk about any of these special guests that we've had on with us this evening. Again, I apologize. I know I've cut a couple of people off today, and I apologize for that. We'll get it right next time you call. I'll try my best. We're going to get a word again from our sponsor for Sports Talk Mania, and we'll be back right after a word. The Tennessee National Raceway, where dirt track racing is at its best. That's the Tennessee National Raceway, 316 Racetrack Road, Hohenwald, Tennessee. Come out each and every Saturday night during racing season, ladies and gentlemen, and see some of the best dirt track racing anywhere around this area. That's the Tennessee National Raceway, 316 Racetrack Road, Hohenwald, Tennessee.
Hey, y'all, what's up? This is Big Fred, and I'm just letting y'all know, stay tuned to MustangsTV.com. We're going to have the Big Fred Show, and we're going to be fun, we're going to be fast, we're going to talk about everything, because you know why? Because I'm the people's Big Fred, and that's why. Because y'all have a good one, and we'll talk to you later. See you, bye. Stay lovely, y'all.
Back here live, Sports Talk Mania. We've got the phone lines open. Give us a phone call at 931-623-6090. I promise you I'll try my best not to cut you off again. I haven't figured out this phone system here in the studio, so give us a phone call, 931-623-6090. We'll learn all this and we'll get it right this next time. Again, give us a call, 931-623-6090. Phone lines are now open. Sports Talk Mania. We'll talk anything sports, and even want to thank Chris Jackson for calling in about the building program for Loretta High School. Definitely need to get that going, so everyone that's tuned in to us, make sure you talk to your commissioners and the school board members and all these officials that's running for office coming up. Find out where they stand on this. That may give you your area and which direction to go come election time here in Lawrence County, Tennessee. Sports Talk Mania coming to you 6 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time each and every Monday. Give us a call. We'll talk about anything sports, trying to catch you up on this past weekend sports the best we can. We'll talk about future events coming up as well. Got the U.S. Open coming up this week starting Thursday. One of the biggest golf events that there is, and I think it's back to Pinehurst for the first time in several years. And we're looking forward to that coming up this weekend. See if Phil Mickelson can get that, win the U.S. Open for, I think, his first time. He's been close, finished second a few times, but has not yet got that win at the U.S. Open. So we'll see if he can do that. Again, that's the U.S. Open coming up from Pinehurst starting this coming Thursday. Of course, it'll be an all-weekend event. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'll see who the U.S. Open champion is on Sunday afternoon sometime. Seeing where the Avalanche Blues and Sharks have trying to make comebacks in their NHL. In the NHL. Also, a lot of things going on in the world of baseball. Baseball season getting kicked off, and it's finally up to a point now where you can start telling which direction a team is going to go. For you Atlanta Braves baseball fans out there, just hang in there is all I can say. It's kind of a roller coaster year for the Atlanta Braves fans. they're on a streak, off a streak, on a streak, and actually they're on a lot of streaks. They'll win a few and they'll lose a few, and they'll win a few and they'll lose a few. So kind of a roller coaster year going for the Atlanta Braves, for any of you Atlanta Braves baseball fans. Phone lines are open here on Sports Talk Mania, 931-623-6090. Love to hear from you this evening. Give us a call here at the studio. We'll talk anything sports. Let's see if we can't get a conversation going on about something in the world of sports. Again, I want to thank our guest today already, and that would be Coach Michael Rochester, coach of the Loretta Mustangs basketball. I want to thank Chris D. Jackson for his phoning in, letting us know what was going on with the building project. And like he said, pass the word around, talk to you commissioners, school board members, your upcoming election, the officials that's running for election. Talk to them. Get the word out. We want a new school in Loretta, Tennessee. I also want to thank Coach Bill Felton, a longtime supporter of the Purple and Gold up in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, now helping his daughter down in Loretta, Tennessee, coach the Loretta Lady Mustangs. Again, best of luck going out to these ladies as they're participating in some off-season games and workouts going on. Help support these Lady Mustangs if you can. Get out, ladies and gentlemen, and let's support all of our local teams. Again, we're looking to have coaches from Lawrence County High School, Summertown High School. We're going to get them on the Sports Talk Mania show with Lee Haygood upcoming very soon, getting on the line and talking to these coaches, trying to get a few local college coaches to join in with us. We're going to do that again. Our show is new. We appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in each and every Monday. We're here every Monday from 6 to 7 p.m. If I'm not in, I'll have someone sit in. We're going to talk sports on Mondays from 6 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time here on Sports Talk Mania. Phone lines are open. We got a few more minutes to go. And give us a call, 931-623-6090. Looking forward to this Saturday night racing at Tennessee National Raceway. Come out, ladies and gentlemen, to 316 Racetrack Road, Hornwall, Tennessee. Want to thank Tennessee National for jumping on board with Sports Talk Mania and Mustangs TV to get that sponsorship in, and we definitely appreciate it. We look forward to it. Hopefully a lot of our listeners will head that way on Saturday night. This Saturday night, regular racing going on at the Tennessee National Raceway. You can see your E-Mods, your dwarf cars, your limited late models, your open wheel modified, your street stock, your modified street, and they've started that summer shootout series going on. I believe it's the E-Mods maybe coming up their first race this week. The modified streets got rained out this past Saturday night. Don't know when that will be on the schedule to be made up. But check them out. 316 Racetrack Road, Hornwall, Tennessee. That's the Tennessee National Raceway. Got a couple of minutes left. If you'd like to get on the phone lines and call, give us a call. We definitely appreciate it here on Sports Talk Mania. We're going to get one more commercial in. The Tennessee National Raceway, where dirt track racing is at its best. That's the Tennessee National Raceway, 316 Racetrack Road, Hornwall, Tennessee. Come out each and every Saturday night during racing season, ladies and gentlemen, and see some of the best dirt track racing anywhere around this area. That's the Tennessee National Raceway, 316 Racetrack Road, Hornwall, Tennessee. Back here live, Sports Talk Mania. We've got just about a minute or two remaining here in our show. If you'd like to get a quick call in, give us a call, 931-623-6090. And ladies and gentlemen, a lot of stuff coming up on Mustangs TV. Got the Big Fred show going to be coming, starting very soon. Make sure you tune in and join Big Fred as he will be talking about just about anything and everything. We're going to hold the sports here to Sports Talk Mania. We're going to do our best to talk about that. Appreciate you calling in. We appreciate each and every one of you listening in today. Got a good viewing audience out there today. Appreciate you tuning in and joining us. I apologize again for cutting a couple of you off. I know it was two different people giving us a phone call. I can't figure out these buttons yet, but I am figuring it out. Next time, I think I've got it figured out now. So next time we're in that situation, I will not cut you off because I've done figured these buttons out now. Who needs a producer? Who needs KJ? Really, I do. But KJ does an excellent job. I want to thank him for starting up Mustangs TV, giving us the opportunity to talk sports on each and every Monday. Look forward to seeing and talking to you anytime, anywhere, but especially on Monday evenings from 6 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're live on Sports Talk Mania. I'm your host, Lee Haygood. Until next Monday night, ladies and gentlemen, want to thank our guests one more time before we get off the air. I want to thank Coach Michael Rochester, Coach Bill Felton, and Chris D. Jackson. Again, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining us. Look forward to next Monday between 6 and 7 p.m. As for now, everyone have a great week and have a great sports week. Till next time, Godspeed.